This video takes you inside 17th century Amsterdam through paintings, maps, and engravings created by the people who lived there. Using today's reconstruction tools, we turn those pictures into realistic photographs, then animate them. From each artwork, we produce fresh angles, close-ups, and new perspectives, bringing you closer than the original artist ever could. We also add the sounds of the time, water lapping, footsteps, market chatter, ship bells, to deepen the feeling of being there. By rebuilding both sight and sound, we let you experience the golden age of Amsterdam as if you were standing in it. We begin beside the Royal Palace. In the 17th century, this canal would have been alive with activity. Small cargo vessels drifted slowly by, workers unloaded barrels, and locals walked along the narrow edges to reach the market. The houses that rose up from the water were tall but functional, their windows opening to let the canal air inside. You would have heard the soft knock of wooden hulls, low conversations, and the distant toll of a nearby tower. It was ordinary, everyday life in a growing, orderly trading city. Now we move to Dam Square in the late 17th century. The square served as the city's main gathering place, a wide open area for markets, public notices, and daily meetings. Traders set up stalls, farmers arrived with carts, and residents crossed the square on their way to shops or guild halls. The Royal Palace loomed above, not yet a royal residence, but the town hall, a symbol of Amsterdam's rising power. The soundscape was practical and constant, bargaining voices, creaking wagons, and the steady flow of people. It was the functional heart of the city, busy yet disciplined, reflecting the rhythm of daily life. Next, we look at one of the canals. In the 17th century, these waterways acted as city streets, used for transport, storage, and quiet passage between neighborhoods. Small boats ferried goods from warehouses, while residents walked the narrow paths beside the water on their way to work or market. The houses lining the canal were practical and uniform, built to make the most of space and light. You would have heard the gentle movement of water, a calm but essential part of everyday life. We then reach the bend of the Herengracht. By the late 17th century, this curve had become one of Amsterdam's most prestigious addresses. Wealthy merchants erected large, symmetrical houses there, each with broad windows and carefully crafted facades. The canal was quieter than the commercial waterways, mainly serving private boats and local deliveries. Walking along it, you would have seen tidy gardens, clean brick walkways, and a steady, refined flow of residents going about their day. A calm, orderly corner known for prosperity and elegance. Finally, we arrive at the Oost Indisch Huis. In the 17th century, this building housed the headquarters of the Dutch East India Company in Amsterdam. Administrators gathered inside to plan voyages, manage trade, and oversee goods arriving from Asia. The courtyard and surrounding streets bustled with clerks, sailors, and porters carrying documents or cargo samples. The harbour may not have roared, but the neighbourhood pulsed with a steady rhythm. Quiet, orderly activity that kept a worldwide trading network humming. Decisions made here helped shape Amsterdam's wealth and reach. We now come to the De Pinto House. Built by the affluent De Pinto family, who traced their roots to Portuguese Jews, the home stood out for its size and elegant design. In 17th century Amsterdam, families like the De Pintos joined a growing immigrant community that enjoyed relative freedom. The city imposed no residential districts, so newcomers, including Jewish merchants, could settle in any quarter they could afford. Walking past the house, one would see a comfortable, well-maintained dwelling that reflected both personal success and the city's openness to diverse cultures. A quiet testament to Amsterdam's tolerance and opportunity. Next, we look at the Blauwblok over the Amstel as it appeared in 1664. At that time, the bridge was a simple wooden span, its railings painted blue, which gave it its name. The Amstel was broad and lively, with small cargo vessels, fishing boats, and passenger barges moving steadily along its waters. From the bridge, one could see warehouses, workshops, and houses lining the banks, and pedestrians crossing between neighborhoods. The scene was open and practical, a working river at the heart of everyday city life, a calm yet vital point in Amsterdam's expanding waterfront. Now we turn to the Amsterdam Town Hall, as depicted in the Stedenbook around 1698. By then, the building was already hailed as one of the city's greatest achievements, a large, orderly structure meant to embody Amsterdam's stability and civic pride. Standing in the square, one would watch citizens arriving to settle legal matters, pay taxes, or attend public meetings. The facade was clean and balanced, and the open space before it buzzed with foot traffic and carts, a clear expression of the city's confidence at the close of the century. Further along, we find the houses on the Herengracht near the old Haarlemmer House, around 1670. This canal stretch was known for its solid merchant homes, tall facades set at regular intervals, wide windows, and modest decorative touches. The area felt quieter than the bustling commercial centers. Residents strolled along the water's edge, while small boats drifted by at a leisurely pace. Daily life here seemed orderly and comfortable, reflecting the steady prosperity of the families who lived there, a typical, well-kept segment of the Herengracht during Amsterdam's golden age. We then move to the Oudeschans Canal with the Montelbaanstoren. In the 17th century, the tower served as a familiar landmark for anyone entering the city by water. The canal was active but unhurried, with small trading boats, fishing vessels, and local barges moving along its length. The Montelbaanstoren functioned both as a watchtower and a navigation aid, its clock and bell helping to regulate daily routines. Along the banks stood modest houses, workshops, and warehouses, where residents carried goods, drew water, or simply passed by. The view offered a clear, familiar picture of Amsterdam's working waterways, framed by one of its most enduring towers. Finally, we arrive at Amsterdam's harbour, the engine that drove the city's wealth. In the 17th century, Amsterdam's harbour was among the busiest ports in Europe. Massive ships of the Dutch East India Company readied themselves for lengthy voyages, while smaller vessels shuttled merchandise between the warehouses. Laborers moved constantly along the quays, loading and unloading cargo. The atmosphere buzzed with the clatter of rigging, the rumble of carts, and crews shouting instructions. It was here, at the water's edge, that much of the city's wealth began to take shape.